Americanism, not globalism, will be our credo. Then we can be assured that other nations will not treat America with respect, the respect that we deserve.
What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video, and today it is finally time that we do a little bit of a deep dive into the Alabama Senate election. I know, we're talking about freaking Alabama. Well, the reason for this is simple. No, Democrats are not winning this race. You're coping if you really believe that. Just go to LTE's channel for that. We're not talking about that crap today. We're, however, going to do a deep dive into the Republican primary, not the general election, because no matter who the Republican nominee is, they're going to win by like 20 points. So stop this idea that 2017 or whenever that special election was is going to happen again. No, it's not happening. Republicans going to win this race no matter what. But I have to talk about the Alabama Senate race for the Republican primary because, folks, what is happening in that primary is such a tire fire. There's a lot of bullshit going around. There's a lot of fake news, a lot of fake polls, all that stuff. Because I'm getting sick of it. And I'm just going to flat out tell you guys the truth of what's really going on in the Republican primary. Now, before I forget, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes. So, let's get right into it. This is a quick disclaimer, reminder. Alabama is one of those races where if no candidate gets at least 50% of the vote in the primary, there will be a runoff. So, let's say two Republicans, have 45% of the vote. They're going to a runoff. Winner of that is the nominee. So that is a disclaimer. So, without the way, it's time we talk about the Republican primary. There's been a lot of news happening with this primary about, Mo Brooks is not going to be the nominee. He's actually losing. And, Katie Britt is going to be the, nominee. It's like, no. I'm going to debunk that in a few minutes. But the point is this. There's realistically three candidates that have a serious chance of winning. It is, of course, Katie Britt, who's awful. She has an awful record. She was a former chief of staff to Richard Shelby. Shelby's awful. So that's all you need to know about this clown. Then you got Mo Brooks. I endorse him completely. Then you got Michael Durant. He's actually good. I don't think as good as Mo Brooks, but he's still solid enough where, okay, if you don't like Mo Brooks, then vote for Durant. Just do not vote for her. We'll get to that in a second. But point is this. These two here in Mo Brooks and Durant are two candidates I'm fine with. Mo Brooks more so than Durant, but Durant is still solid. I don't have an issue with him. As for Britt, though, dear God, this is where it gets stupid. There's a lot of people on the right, for some odd reason, that supports Britt because, oh my God, she's a whammon. She's a whammon. We have to support her because we're degenerates. It's like, these people seriously think that just because she's a woman means she's automatically based. It's like, you're disgusting, you're cringe, you're coomers, whatever you want to call yourselves. And that's why a lot of the internet Republicans are supporting her because she's a woman and, they have an addiction to her. It's weird. But the point is this. In real life, Britt doesn't have that big of support as she does online. Now, I'm not going around here saying Mo Brooks is clearly the front runner, but I'm getting sick of these polls. That's all I'll say. You look at these polls down here. You go down here and you have all these polls. Look at this. Katie Britt's at 32%, 29%, 29%. Mo Brooks is at 18%, 28%. It is over. No, that's just bullshit. That is complete and total horse shit. I'm getting sick and tired of people saying, this is what the polls are showing. That means Mo Brooks is done. No. Has Mo Brooks slipped a little in the polls? Absolutely. Again, the early part of this primary, he kind of just sat home and lived off of Trump's endorsement. Then Britt did rise a little bit. Then you got Durant to enter the race, and it got a bit, complicated. But the point is this. When you look at it, these polls I'm flat out calling fake. I'm calling them out on it. These are not trustworthy polls. Well, most of them aren't. Some of them are good, like WPA Intelligence. They're one of the best pollsters, one of the best Republican internals. They're usually spot on. As for the other ones, dear God, it's pick your poison, McLaughlin. I mean, this pollster is a single reason that Trump lost in 2020. Oh, we only need 65 million votes nationwide to win the election. You're full of shit. You're cringe. You should retire. So that clown there alone costed Trump the election, in my opinion. Then you got Sherry Communications, which is awful. Then you got Deep Root Analytics, which they're so unreliable. They're such a scam that's like, no, go away, you're cringe. But you notice a trend, though? This poll was conducted by in favor of Brit's campaign. Another one in support of Brit's campaign. The other one in support of Brit's campaign. You know what that means, though? All three of these polls, right, especially this one here, they're all conducted by people that support Brit. You heard that right, folks. These polls are paid by people that support Brit and want to push a narrative. And look at these sample sizes. I mean, yeah, WPA Intelligence has a small sample size. But just look at this, 600, 500, and yes, you got 2,000, but again, they don't have, any crosstabs. They have nothing for these polls. So the point is this, these sample sizes are so low that it's like, seriously? And you notice the lower they are, the more Katie Britt has magical support. I mean, it's a clear trend. And again, WPA also has a small sample size, but they actually have a track record. These other clowns don't. They have a bad record. Trust me, you look at some of these other internals, they're the reasons that, we wasted time in Baltimore, for Christ's sake. I mean, it's a scam. So the point is this, these pollsters that have Brit up over Mo Brooks, they're all Brit shills, alright? They're all Republican establishment shills. They suck at polling, and of course they're all paid by those that have endorsed Brit. Notice a trend here. And again, I'm not going around saying Mo Brooks is the clear frontrunner, but of the real pollster here, it's WPA Intelligence, which has Mo Brooks at 35%. A couple, even last year, they had Brooks at 55%, so they did show he's dropped a lot. But still, Brit is third place, according to WPA Intelligence. And you look at this poll here, they conducted. This is why I'm saying that Mo Brooks is fine. Only 42% realized Trump endorsed Brooks. 42%. Mo Brooks at 35%. If Trump does like 2 more rallies in Alabama for Brooks, which by the way, he's not gonna unendorse Brooks. That's horseshit. Again, that's bullshit that he's gonna not endorse Brooks again. That's not happening. I heard flat out those are just Katie Britt shills that are making them sources. Mo Brooks is keeping the Trump endorsement. It's a matter of if Brooks can get Trump's endorsement out there, which he's not done good at. But if Trump does like 1 or 2 more rallies in Alabama, yeah, goodbye, Britt, you're done. You're done. You're done. But the point is this. Brooks is going to be the nominee. That's just a fact in my opinion. Now, the question is this. You maybe ask yourself, but what about this poll here that has, 2,000 likely voters have Britt at 29%? This is the poll here. And I have a major problem with this poll. Just look at this. Just read this. Alright, yes, this part is not bad here. But then after hearing more about each of the frontrunner candidates, Katie Britt moves into a commanding lead. What? What did you ask them? I mean, with this poll, they just asked, okay, who do you pick? And do you know Trump endorsed Brooks? Here it's like, oh, we told them about each candidate, and suddenly Britt's at 43%. Again, look at this! Katie Britt is a remarkable candidate with a great personal story who Alabama voters can trust to deliver for them in the Senate. Yeah, this is a very trustworthy poll in my opinion. Just very trustworthy. This is the crap that's being pushed by these shill organizations that don't know how to poll correctly and just shill for Katie Britt. Again, you see why I don't care about the 2,000 sample size? Yeah, it may seem good on paper, but when you say shit like this, it's like, no. At least with this one, they're like, okay, we're going to ask him 2 basic questions. Is Mo Brooks a frontrunner? And do people understand he's endorsed by Trump? That's why I like WPA. They're not these crappy, internal pollsters that ask these questions like, do you support the great Katie Britt, who's totally endorsed by Trump, or do you hate the neo-Nazi that is known as freaking Mo Brooks? Again, I'm not saying Mo Brooks is the clear frontrunner. What I'm saying, however, is if Trump does a couple rallies here and there, well, let's just say that Mo Brooks is going to win this. Katie Britt is not going to be the second candidate, in my opinion. I think Mike Durant, as of now, is gaining serious steam. Well, Britt is kind of like trending downwards a little bit. And Mo Brooks is kind of stagnant now. I mean, he did have a big decrease, but he's finally starting to level off. He's not getting 18% of the vote. That's horseshit. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.